Ziaji Vaharja. Welcome back. I am going to do a book haul from Ireland or about Ireland. So books I either bought in Ireland or books that I brought with me to Ireland that are about Ireland. I do have a big bookshelf at home of books that I bought in Ireland from my last trip. You've recently seen the books that I bought in Scotland. Maybe we can continue this series around the world. I hope. I would like to eventually get around to filming all of those and showing you all of those and like what I've read, what I haven't, what's on my TBR, what I'm just using as a reference, that sort of thing. As some of you know, I am moving, so it might be a little while before I'm able to get out a full bookshelf, let alone a full book haul video. So let's just start with what I bought in May 2026. In Ireland, the books I'm about to show you are all from Dublin with a few disclaimers. I will name those. Okay, starting off strong, I just used this outside. Actually, this is the British and Irish Wildflowers and Plants Pocket Guide. It's a really nice guide. It shows a variety of different identification methods. You've got leaves, you've got flowers, you've got fruits, when plants flower, when plants fruit, what families they're in, the Latin genus name, and which parts of Ireland, or, you know, the greater England, Wales, Scotland area that they grow. I bought this because I love having local guides through the flora of any area that I'm visiting. I have them from a lot of different places that I visited, even in the US. And this is especially helpful because my phone is on airplane mode right now. I'm not using it. I don't want to get that extra $200 charge. And for those who travel and those that don't know, there are eSIMs like Airalo is a company that is well lauded and well liked. And nothing against any of those eSIM companies, but I tried to do it. And since my phone isn't unlocked, it's not totally paid off, I can't use an eSIM. So FYI, if you try to go to a different country and use an eSIM, your phone has to be completely paid off. Okay, this was a cool find at an antique shop in Dublin. I'll put the name here because I can't remember it. Oh, just kidding. Needful Things. My husband found this. He is a master of his craft. This is a handbook from Newgrange in County Meath, Bruneboyne, where our prehistoric Neolithic ancestors would have been gathering for ritual. I was able to see this last year when I came. It's gorgeous and so well done. So if you visit Ireland, you need to go to Newgrange. It doesn't say when this is from, but it was 3 pence, so it's probably very old. Another Needful Things pickup. This was super cool. Directories of graveyards in the Dublin area. This is going to be helpful when it comes to finding graves of ancestors. I've looked up a few. My people were not from Dublin, but ironically, we found some buried in the Dublin area, so they must have relocated. There was mention of Dublin in some ancestral records that I have combed through recently. So although I was told my people are not from Dublin, my people ended up in Dublin. So anyway, I think this is really helpful because it probably shows, let's see when it's from, 1988. So it probably shows older cemeteries that may not be on the map anymore, which is helpful. The High Crosses of Kells. I have a thing for the high cross graves. I just find them really attractive. I love a cemetery. I love a graveyard. I love a burying point. And the Celtic cross, Micor. Okay, so this book definitely caught my eye. It's more like a type of pamphlet type book. It's from the Meath Archaeological and Historical Society from 1959. Y'all know that is right up my alley. Oh, and also Kells, the Book of Kells experience, which we did when we were in Dublin the first time. We'll go through more about Kells, so that's important to watch. This is a notebook that has the Gaeilge alphabet, which I thought was a needed pickup. It's from Nine Arrow. I really like Nine Arrow. They have a lot of Irish folkloric and Gaeilge designs that I really, really enjoy. So if you can support Nine Arrow, please do. This whole section is in Irish. This was inspired by the Leuven font cast in 1611. This piece is a celebration of Ireland's Clo Galach, the traditional Irish script. I could have said that wrong, just take it with a grain of salt. That flourished from the 16th century into the 20th. This piece reimagines the distinctive accents of the elegant script, paying tribute to its centuries-old roots in manuscript and print, featuring ornamental glyphs like the iconic dot over letter Leda Tian mark, and the Trionian, there's a 7, for agus, meaning and. This piece is an homage to Ireland's living typographic heritage. Y'all. No, that needed it, right? What I like about this is that if you are an artist, a journaling person, a journaling human, a writer, an artist, you can script anything here. So I like that this gives the option to either write or draw. This is a children's book. I wanted to get more, but budget. For my dear, dear friend who is having a baby this year, I will be giving it to her at the end of the month, so I think it's safe to show it, but The Little Lamb Who Led. The little lamb has been separated from her mom, but she knows that she'll find her at the top of the mountain. Gaining confidence as she climbs, little lamb finds that helping others helps her feel stronger too. A beautiful story of independence and courage by a local Irish author. Like, oh, there's a little hawthorn in here. It's nice big script. Beautiful illustrations. Yeah, so I had to get this for her. Again, I wanted to pick up more. There's a lot of really beautiful and folkloric inspired children's books in Dublin. So if you are shopping for a child and you want them to learn about Irish heritage or Irish folklore or just Irish culture, Dublin's a great place to find children's books, especially by local authors. So I love it. I love it. I hope she loves it too. Tales of the Irish Hedgerows. I already started reading this. It's really good. It's essentially about the preservation of the hedgerows that separate farmland. What's really cool about this is that fencing is expensive, right? So this is something that farmers would use to separate their farmlands and keep their cattle enclosed. And hedgerows are so thick, it pretty much guaranteed that livestock would not be able to escape most of the time. Irish hedgerows are being threatened now with just the fact that they aren't maintained. This author talked about how it is really, really important to preserve them. They are kind of an echo of Ireland's forestry history. Ireland has been deforested throughout the many centuries of colonization. The hedgerows are like the descendants of those once great forests. So hedgerows are an ecosystem unto themselves. They protect small wildlife. They provide shelter, food. Really important to preserve these. This is all about the plants that make up the hedgerows. Like plants that we know, you know? The animals that benefit from the hedgerows. The snail. Like, let's keep the snail safe, right? So a lot of these are native and naturalized plants too, which is great to learn about. So this book has been great so far. I only read like maybe the first chapter, so I'm excited to dig back into that. This came from one of my favorite bookshops in Dublin. This is from Books Upstairs. I went to Books Upstairs the first time I was here, but what I didn't do was go to look at the books upstairs the first time. I don't know what was wrong with me. My brain clearly reset at that moment, but there were mostly secondhand books upstairs, and y'all know, if y'all know me, I'm a secondhand book girl. That's like my jam. So I found this. It's all about the Aran Islands. My grandparents and my father stayed in the Aran Islands when they visited years and years ago. My grandmother has been here many times, so I feel her presence here. She loved it here. This was her second home. And as many of you know, I was raised in a very strong Irish-American household that had deep reverence for its roots. So anyway, this immediately caught my eye because it reminded me of this beautiful trip I got to see through these pictures. And it's all about the folklore and culture of the Aran Islands. I'm excited to dig in. It's a used book. It was pretty cheap, and I got to support a local bookstore that I love. So win-win. This book and a couple of the other ones, I think the Lamb one, was from The Winding Stair. The Winding Stair I did not get to go to the first time. And I don't know what was wrong with me. Again, my brain reset. I missed this amazing bookshop. So far, The Winding Stair and Books Upstairs are absolutely my favorite bookshops in Dublin. This book was a steal. Let's take a pause. Let's talk about why it was a steal. 25 euros. It was being sold online for 80 euros. This, of course, is all about the early Irish civilization. So it's an older book. It's a used book. I'm excited to dig into it. Irish history, the Ulster cycle, ancient genealogies, certain manuscripts and books that were very, very important in early Irish literature, ownership of the land, family communities, very, very cool. I found this inside. This was a sign for me to buy this book. The 28th of August, 1983. I think this was a church pamphlet in Irish, Escuelga. It's all in Irish. So I'm really thrilled about this. I also love the month of Lunasa, August. I mean, it'll take me a long time to translate this, but as a beginner Irish speaker, I love to see the language anywhere that I can. I love to hear the language anywhere that I can. Very important for me. Okay, moving on. Listen to the Land Speak. This is a book that has been recommended to me over and over again. This author, who unfortunately we lost last year, was a beloved Irish folklorist. He got so much praise throughout his life. He was, like I said, a very big diamond. He was a diamond into this country. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because I don't want to mispronounce it. It's a beautiful name. He was a big proponent of language sovereignty and land sovereignty. So he worked very hard to preserve the language, bring back the language, revive the language. So again, this is all about folkloric places throughout Ireland, important places throughout Ireland, myths, encountering the fair folk, holy wells, bog bodies, ring forts, a whole bunch of very, very important aspects of the land that we want to be well versed in when we dive into Irish or Irish American folk work, magic, myths, culture of any kind. So this is a great author to start with if you're just getting into this. Another important thing to have an understanding of is the Brehon laws. Again, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I might be, I might not be. Brehon laws. So these laws governed Ireland for a very long time. The Brehons were the keeper of the laws, which dealt with every aspect of life, land disputes, recompense for theft or violence, marriage and divorce processes, and the care of trees and animals. Transmitted orally from ancient times, the laws were transcribed by monks around the 5th century, and what survived was translated by 19th century scholars. So these are ancient laws. When you dive into Irish folklore, Irish cultural readings, you will hear these referenced constantly. So I think it's important to have a wider and better understanding of the laws. Again, they protected all kinds of people. They protected land, wildlife. Definitely good, even if you don't want to pick up this book, good to be versed in this area. Okay, this book I picked up last time. I brought it back with me because I didn't think I was going to have enough to read. Ireland's Hidden Medicine. This is also a book that I picked up for a friend too because I really liked what I read of it. We've got Indigenous plant medicine along with folklore, mythology, because those go hand in hand on this island. Today, I met a woman. She recommended a blister. It was like a blister band-aid, basically, that you put between your skin and your shoe, and you can leave it on for hours or days if you want to. She literally started to talk about how she was like, it has some kind of medicinal healing properties to it, and just the way she was speaking about it, I can feel the folk magic here. I can feel the folklore coming out of this conversation. And I said to her, well, this name that you're naming sounds like comfrey. Is there comfrey in it? And she was like, oh, I don't know, I just use it. Anyway, it's Indigenous medicine and folklore, and I love it. It's small, so if you wanted a book like that, grab this one, try this one, see what you think. Okay, let's end on the last book that we bought, because I didn't buy this one, my husband did, in Ireland, and then I will give you a bonus of 3 other things that are book adjacent that I have here with me. If you are a cook, you are a chef, or you like to cook, or you are friends with someone who likes to cook, or you have family that likes to cook, this is a very famous Irish cookbook that has a lot of traditional Irish recipes and naturalized recipes that have come over and become part of the culture from other places with immigrants. And I think it's really cool. They have a really famous bread book too, so if you're a big baker, if you love bread, that's an option as well. But there are bread recipes in here if you like cooking across the spectrum. Okay, the bonuses. Rot. I brought this one with me because, again, I thought I wasn't going to have enough to read. Imperial History of the Irish Famine. I've heard many, many amazing things. I only just started it, so I can't say if it is the best history that I've read of it's called the Irish Famine here. In Ireland, they call it An Gorta Mór, the Great Hunger. Let's be honest, that it was also an ethno-cleansing. It was a product of colonization. It was a genocide through famine. And this book goes into that. This book goes into the fact that the famine was more widespread. It also hit Belgium, it also hit Scotland, but nowhere did it devastate the population because of the fact that population was only allowed to eat potatoes due to the colonization of the Irish people by the English. So if you're interested in that history, check this one out. Okay, this is a foraging notebook that I brought from home. This is something that I picked up in New Orleans, actually, last year. I love a foraging book. This one is particularly beautiful. I usually will press flowers in a moleskin when I'm traveling. I like to record my calendar through what's blooming. Basically, I'm a very seasonal person. I love to eat seasonally. I love to live seasonally. I couldn't be in a place that doesn't have seasons. So it's important to me to keep track of what is blooming and what is coming alive throughout the seasons. And I do like to do this all over. So I'll just show you what this book has. So that's my pressing. I put the date, the location, the habitat information, the species description. I will go through and I'll fill in the scientific name, the genus name. But yeah, just a cool practice I like to keep. And how stunning is this? Love to do this when I'm traveling because I can relive my travels through the flora that I experience. And last but certainly not least, I'm keeping a travel journal, and I'm not a journaler. I don't normally do this, but my grandmother inspired me to do this. After she died, I found a bunch of her travel journals, and my aunt gifted me one when she went to Wales. And I recently found a trip of hers from Ireland. So I was able to read 2 different years that she was in Ireland, and it was really, really meaningful. I was really grateful to be able to have that piece of her. So I'm journaling for her, basically. I'm almost writing to her as if I'm writing a letter. That's helping me get through the journaling process. Like I said, I don't like to journal. It hurts my hand. My mind races too fast for my hand to keep up, and I would much rather type. So, I mean, I certainly could type. I usually will type down my thoughts, but writing feels very analog, and we all want to be analog right now, right? Like, I certainly do. Yeah, I'm writing to my grandmother in this book. These are letters to her. If you like to travel and you have trouble with journaling, I'm sure there's many journaling apps, but I would recommend trying to write a letter to a loved one through your journal entries, and that might make it a little easier for you. Thank you so much for joining me in this book tour of Ireland. I'm excited to get through the stack. Like I said, I hope I'm able to get through my bookshelf relatively quickly, the packed up books, so I can make another one of these about other books that I have about Ireland. I know you guys are interested in them. You've already told me. Drop a comment about what book that you want to read from this stack, what book you think I should read, what book you want me to read and then talk about. Let me know. Thanks for being here. Slangafall. Hello. I have 2 editions. I said I wasn't going to buy any books in Ireland. Here I am with a stack. And listen, you know, they're like the only things I buy myself when I'm abroad. I do it because oftentimes you can't find these books in the States, or they're expensive to ship. All those reasons, I think I always want to support local independent businesses, independent bookstores, especially because Amazon is taking those out, right? So for all these reasons, I give myself space and room and budget for books. I just want to show you real quick. It's only 2. We're going to another town tomorrow. We're going to Wexford. I really, like, I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. But it's hard. I love books. I love reading. I love having reference material. I have high hopes for my library at home. This has like been my dream since I first saw Beauty and the Beast when I was 4 years old. Come on. Irish fairy forts. Very interested in the fairy faith, the other crowd, the good folk. So I, of course, want to read more about these ring forts. Very, very present and important in Irish culture still to this day. We don't mess with them. We don't leave a mess. You know, if you do, you're going to wish you didn't. So I'm excited to read this one. Again, Irish authors. Excited. And this is the creme de la creme. This is the cream of the crop. I saw this book and it almost knocked me the hell over. I'm still in awe. And it was pricier, but I feel personally that it was worth it because I bet you it would have been pricier to ship. I know. Straw, hay, and rushes, an Irish folk tradition. Anything with Irish folk tradition, I'm blown away. And this is a meaty book. This is a meaty sucker. So this is going to have a lot of value to my work. I work a lot with rushes. I work a lot with straw. I mean, there's like a ton on St. Bridget's crosses. They dress like this for Beeltena. I've seen this in Lunasa celebrations as well, or Lunasa, depending on where you're from, how you pronounce it. I'm really blown away by this piece. I think this was a needed purchase. I really debated this goal to one day make something like this. I've made these before. If you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, you should, at @WeMossWitch, you will have seen what I made for Lunasa out of straw. It was one of these harvest knots that are found all over the country. There are several different varieties of harvest knots that you can do, all beautiful. I made this one. This one is allegedly from South Ulster, but I've seen it in lower parts of the country as well. I'm very excited about this book. So yeah, those are my additions for today. Let's hope I learn how to control myself at some point. I'm on holiday. I don't do this all the time. So I'm not going to make myself feel bad about buying books from independent bookstores. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying. I hope you're finding some titles that you also want to put on your wish list. Slangafall. Thanks for being here.